Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. It's me, without the AI. I won't have them all the time. Sometimes, if they're here by request or if I feel like it. But today I'll just talk about myself. I gotta get used to using them at the same time because it's a little going back and forth with the questions and asking it. My thing looks a little off. I'm not quite sure what. I think I messed up because it just doesn't look like the part next to me is kind of. Has it always been like that? Hold on. Sorry to. Hmm. Yeah, I messed it up somehow. Is it this thing? Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, make it a little more fleshed. I used to mess with it at some point. All right. Let's begin. I was watching this video about Japanese games and how they're not popular in America. It's pretty interesting. Let me see if everything's working right.
From it. Alright, I'll keep this section brief as there's not a whole lot to this, but I literally can't make this video without talking about it. Dragon Quest first came out in 1986 and it did aight. It was the first Japanese RPG designed with consoles in mind, but and that's when it really became a massive cultural phenomenon. People were hooked and impatiently waiting for Dragon Quest III to come out. The wait sent Japan into hysteria, and when Dragon Quest III finally came out, people lined up in blocks for miles in order to get a copy of the game. People got into fights, kids got bullied for not having the game. It sent the country into a frenzy, one not paralleled by any game
That's
anywhere
so funny.
else before or since, except maybe the first few Pokemon games. Naturally, Nintendo of America saw this and was like, okay, we need to replicate this. Because of games like Dragon Quest, video games were just as respected of an art form as films and books in Japan. Meanwhile, in the US, video games were still seen as just advanced toys, and honestly, they still kind of aren't respected as an art form. It's media. Let's tell amazing stories in this medium like movies do. Anyways, the problem was, it was 1989. They had to work their way up from the fairly dated first game, but they made it work by essentially getting it retooled. Unfortunately, when the game came out, no one cared. So they started giving away copies to Nintendo Power subscribers as a last-ditch attempt to recreate the same level of success, and it didn't work. No one
Shit.
wanted to play a slow game where you had to navigate through menus with an NES controller. If they wanted that, they would play games on a PC with a keyboard. That's the thing. The Japanese PC gaming market was really niche at this time and mostly targeted adults. Personal computers were expensive. Family computers were not. But in the West, the PC gaming market, while still more niche than the console market, was sort of where Western developers had become most popular. And more people could play PC-style games on PC. No one wanted to play PC-style games on console because they didn't need to. Ironically, it seems just now, nearly 40 years later, that the PC gaming market is finally overtaking the console market in Japan. When Dragon Quest III came over to the US as Dragon Warrior 3 in March of 1992, 4 years after its initial release, it was just a game. People weren't lining up on time
Oh no.
It was just another kid's toy to the Nintendo. And a huge part of that was because it came out so late. Really, Dragon Quest wasn't going to become a fad in the US like it was in Japan. The rest of the world didn't necessitate.
1 second, I'm just making sure
it was made
everything's
for consoles.
okay.
Consoles were all about action. All of the deep menu-heavy games are for PCs. This same thing also applies to Japanese adventure games. These kinds of games were streamlined on console, which gave
Arabo, the first fang. Other cats you control get +1/+1 whenever a Rabo or another non-token cat. Oh, they got countered. Never mind.
As JRPGs became even more streamlined for consoles, the rise of CDs made these usually expensive kinds of games cheaper. And started to become more in sync with the international divisions, console RPGs started gaining more popularity, and games like Final Fantasy VII became just as big of a phenomenon globally as they did in Japan. Because they were super streamlined, and with international releases becoming more of a priority, it's right while the iron was hot. In fact, before then, most European gamers didn't get JRPGs at all. So, unlike what happened with Xevious and shoot 'em ups, it's not really a bad thing that Dragon Quest was in North America at the time. This might actually be the worst thing in this video. See, while Xevious's lack of popularity led to a whole genre becoming less popular, and it's kind of annoying how homogenized it has made the discussion of retro games made from 1985 to 1990.
If they counter that,
90% of the games most people talk about from that period are platformers. It's not that. Us shmup fans just get to enjoy our fun niche games in peace, and there's always something new to introduce people. But I think this situation we're about to talk about really shows how awfully twisted the narrative around that period truly is. So you obviously expect mostly talk about games from a Western perspective. And it honestly makes sense, and it isn't really that much of a bad thing. It represents the majority of people. But a majority of the popular games and game consoles from this period is Japan. And a lot of the time, a lot of parts of Japanese gaming that are important to gaming history overall are left ignored. Nothing represents this more than the situation with the TurboGrafx 16. Oh yeah, it was just some third-tier bonus. It had like bonk or something. Wasn't that
I want to get out my
mascot trend?
artifact.
See, from the North
Hopefully I can.
video game console history,
So,
Atari
letting them burn through their counter spells.
Everyone made consoles. Market overflooded. Video game industry crash. Nintendo saved video game
Just casting stuff that
yes. Nintendo dominated.
it just helped me.
Strong. Sega stepped in and challenged Nintendo. Sega sell better
In the
than
meantime,
Nintendo.
they're not hitting too much damage.
The thing is, that's not what happened. Looking at the full picture. In Japan,
Damn it.
in 1983, a bunch of companies start making video game consoles. Nintendo gets most popular thanks to licensed third-party support, but then NEC, in collaboration with Hudson Soft, releases PC Engine in 1987. It's a huge deal, and after a while, it starts taking attention away from the Famicom. Oh yeah, Sega made some consoles before the Saturn, I think. While the TurboGrafx 16 truly is nothing more than a footnote, the PC is fairly as it's just as expensive, if not more so. This was Nintendo's first real competition in Japan. It sold 8 million units. That's more than what any Sega console sold over there. That's more than what the N64 and GameCube sold over there.
This game.
It's also the first device ever that can play games on a CD with CD-ROM attachment. The first one. I get into that.
I need to make some adjustments to this deck. That's why I'm in practice right now before I go into ranked.
And the library.
Because I'm in gold right now.
Really good and worth
I managed to
I think a lot of people
climb up a little bit earlier, offline.
Because it will change the narratives they've
I've been using kind of
Nintendo, Sega, and Sony.
newer white deck.
Inform you, but during
More about life gain.
PC and Hudson were basically who you think Sega
But
was in spirit, and Sega was who you think Sony was in spirit. And a lot of the people who complain about the discussion about retro
fix it up a
gaming
little
being
bit.
stale these days never even bother to actually talk about the PC engine. While there are plenty of parts of Japanese video game history that get ignored in the West, the PC engine gets it the worst. The PC engine was absolutely massive, and some really important industry shifts happened because of it. Really, this situation is more annoying for how the console has become underrated and affected historical perspective, rather than it actually affecting the progression of games in the rest of the world at the time, because it honestly didn't. But the TurboGrafx 16 wasn't going to do well in the US. It had a terrible name, and with it releasing after the Sega Genesis, they couldn't stand a chance against how ruthless Sega of America was at the time. Maybe if it had released a year earlier, things would be different, but this was a console from 1989, trying to market itself mainly off of games from 1987 and 1988. And with how fast technology was progressing at the time, that wasn't going to cut it. Also, they didn't really have anything for the mainstream like Sega did, with stuff like its sports games, Disney games, and Sonic. Ironically, things that could help Sega sell the Mega Drive in Japan, because NEC took most of Sega's markets first. Funny, given that the opposite situation happened in North America, and Sega made tons of deals with athletes and dominated that market before NEC could. In Japan, the Mega Drive is remembered more for its hardcore games than the mainstream side than the rest of the world. And outside of that, a lot of the stuff that defined the PC, console adventure games, and RPGs, stuff that's mainstream in Japan, but like I've already discussed in this video, absolutely was not in North America. Another thing worth pointing out is that Sega's Master series was much more streamlined than mainstream audiences, and was truly designed to compete with Mario, while Hudson's wasn't. And I think that kind of sums up the it wasn't competitive. Honestly, the big takeaway is the engine games, and how to fix this. These games are just as good as honestly, I'd argue NEC is more important to video game console history than Atari. After that, they just stumbled around and never gave it a new ground. It just existed. NEC was truly groundbreaking, but most of the world's view of history doesn't grant us that perspective. PC Engine is dope. Spread the word. Two things that I don't think many would associate with each other are Sega Saturn and Sega. Like PC Engine, the Saturn.
Damn it! It still did damage. I thought that would have been
popular console there, and
able to disrupt it before.
Assets in general. It was so popular, a lot of younger Japanese gamers didn't even know they made consoles.
Jesus.
In fact, it had sold in 64.
God damn, dude.
Its worldwide sales come from Japan. huge advantage of coming out 9 weeks before the PlayStation. Obviously, it had amazing advertising. Actually, it had the best advertising. But I think
Journey to Nowhere? What?
Sega Saturn's success was the massive success of a game that they had released a year earlier.
What is that achievement?
The first fully 3D polygonal fighter. Now, you'd think this game would also be a success internationally.
Exile 150 features over any number of games. Oh, cool.
Situation, sort of. It and its sequel practically had 2 whole years on the market to themselves, and they were really well liked. But it would be the release of another game on the PlayStation in 1995 that would connect with international audiences more. That, of course, being Tekken. The irony is not lost on me of the game with the Japanese title doing better internationally than the one with the English title. Tekken was more wacky and zany, and despite how wacky some of Virtua Fighter's characters were, it was a lot more grounded, and a lot of people saw that as boring. Tekken also actually put its story in the game rather than hiding it away. Like, a lot of people don't even think Virtua Fighter even has a story. But despite this, Virtua Fighter was still widely respected in Japan even after Tekken came along. This is gonna sound awfully weeby, but I just think Japanese audiences are a lot less shallow. They don't really need games to have my romance for people to want to play them. A grounded game is good enough for them. It's not like a game that's going to be knowingly to the rest of the world compared to Japan as Xevious, but as soon as Tekken came out, interest in Virtua Fighter waned. But Virtua Fighter was a launch game for the Saturn in Japan, and one of the main selling points of the console. Look, this system can play 3D games on relatively cheap CDs. The Saturn's 3D capabilities were really good, and it was easily the best 3D machine on the market, beating out the Neo.
Whenever a creature you control enters, you gain 1 life.
A lot of foresight when it came to their 3D
So you gain 5 or more life this
The
turn.
first 2 Virtua Fighter games used quadrilateral polygons rather than triangular polygons, and so did Sega Intu's other 3D games at the time. So the Saturn based its internal 3D hardware off of it. Yes, I'm very aware that I'm oversimplifying things. My point is that everyone was moving away from that, as triangular polygons tries to make this way easier to work with and would become the standard. So with most people not wanting to work with the Saturn's capabilities and not being able to port any games over because of their limitation, it was viewed as a good 2D system and a bad 3D system. And only a select few developers even got a good grasp of the
I should have played that earlier.
That being said, in Japan, no one
Hey.
So what if we were moving towards a 3D future? We can still make fun of games too. That's not how it was viewed in the rest of the world. As much as people like to rewrite history and act like the minority was the majority, and most people tired of 3D games and only wanted 3D games, and it was only companies like Sony who thought that, that just isn't true. The widest section of the gaming public in the West were obsessed with technological progress, and anything that could be deemed outdated is because it wouldn't be worth the risk to just release for the 100 or so games at the time that would actually come to play. So I think you can imagine just to prove it. Also coincided with a bit of a retro revival. This era was defined by but most of these were stuck in Japan, and the rest of the world wouldn't see a sort of retro revival period until a decade later with stuff like the Wii Virtual Console. I think the system's failure internationally is just an inherent problem having to do more with its hardware, not just
I solved it.
international intelligence at the time, rather than it having anything to do
What
with
is this?
watched launch. I think
Again?
even if Sega had launched this
Sacrifice this case. Creature cards in your graveyard game. You may cast this card from your graveyard until end of turn.
I mean, Europe was extremely loyal to Sega, and despite here's another
Ow.
factor that I don't think a lot of people like admitting. Sega's always only known for one thing amongst general audience. An average casual gaming person to name 5 Nintendo games. They could probably give you a diverse list. Ask any average casual gaming person to name 5 Sega games. Yeah, it's 95% likely they're only gonna name Sonic the Hedgehog games. But Sega's known for 2 games, aside from Yoooo and Gold. AM2's arcade games, especially Virtual Fighter, and how epic the Saturn is. Not Sonic though, it's just not Sonic. Sega's success in the 90s, particularly was basically only hinged on one franchise, and they never bothered to really try to get their other franchises. With loads of potential, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Phantasy Star, and Shinobi to reach that same mainstream level of hardcore Sega fans, but hardly anyone else knows about them. The Genesis thrived in the sports games and Disney games, so the fact that the Saturn didn't see a proper Sonic game really didn't help. And even if Sega didn't botch the console's launch, they didn't care that much about Virtual Fighter, which was truly the main selling point of the console rather than Sonic. But a proper Sonic game wouldn't have helped anything. See, Sonic is a franchise made for a wide Western audience. The wide Western audience at this time expected 3D games. Just one problem, the console that was manufactured by the company just could not be made to run a proper starred Sonic game due to its difficult to work with hardware. And the team that had expertise to maybe pull it off were clearly burnt out from being forced to constantly stare at this face, making games that weren't popular in their own home country for 75% of their days for over 4 years straight, and wanted to do other things. It's wild that people are trying to push back despite it just being true. Sonic had a rough transition into 3D is not a personal attack on anyone who likes the early 3D Sonic games, or even really a comment on their quality at all. It's just an inarguably true statement. Sonic had no real 3D games for 4 years because it was trapped on a console with 3D hardware that was too hard to work with. Then, when it finally officially
I remember playing 3D Blast.
3D, the game
I think it was kind of sucky.
An actual transition of Sonic gameplay, and the other 90% was random experience broaden the series' audience when these games were always made for a wide audience and appealed to them just fine. The benefit
This was really good.
these experiments either not being functional,
And it synergizes pretty well with the live game.
half of these games, but a lot more people off of these games. Sonic Adventure was not a good follow-up to Sonic and Knuckles. It was a good fantastic. That's where all of the positive reviews from the time came from. Once again, not to say anything of the quality of the game overall, but it's just true that it's not exactly an ideal or smooth transition to 3D. Even though the actual transitionary parts may have been alright, these unnecessary additions didn't help the game's reputation in the long run. Most of the problem is that they've still never made a game that could simply be considered a 3D Sonic game without Mario didn't start doing random experiments when it transitioned into 3D. We got Super Mario 64 first, a game solely focused on making Mario look 3D. Then we got the experimental stuff afterwards. Regardless of what you think of that game, that's a better way of doing things. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. While the Saturn's failure ultimately led to the company's downfall that led them to exit the console business, it was a success in Japan, and the Dreamcast would have followed in its footsteps if it weren't for the piracy taking over software sales and the really good cheap DVD player that was on the horizon. And yes, piracy was a systems. Hardcore manufacturers make most of their money off of software games. Why do you think the North American video game console crash happened? Why has everyone copied the precedent Nintendo set with their licensing practices for 4 decades? But the Sega Saturn is pretty rad. Unfortunately, they don't want to release a Saturn Mini because Sega's president is a retro company. They just have 24 IP that have barely done anything with for 40 years. And it's not like Sega's time was doing new things the old-fashioned arcadey way. He also said that while Nintendo is as Sega is
Wait for really reals.
I
Get
see,
mana
they're
screw,
not a
dude.
retro company. They're just out-of-touch dads talking about a rivalry that died out while they were still making consoles 30 years ago, comparing themselves to a musical genre that stopped being the zeitgeist for groundbreaking music and rebellion over 20 years ago. Yeah, sounds like a pretty apt description of Sega to me. Can you tell how I feel about this company? But I still love your games. Go play. If you don't, Sega is going to beat you out.
Lord. Please give me a land.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I didn't forget anything.
You're welcome.
I'll talk
Thank
about
God.
it a little bit. Wonder Swan is probably the biggest system exclusive to Japan, except the Famicom disk system, if that counts. Here's the thing though, it's not really that interesting. Bandai made a handheld designed by Nintendo's Gunpei Yokoi and released it in 1999, after he passed away, and they later released a color version. It has a few good games on it, mostly ports, but it's mostly Bandai's licensed crap. It competed with the Game Boy Color, Neo Geo Pocket Color, and a little bit with the Game Boy Advance actually, and sold well. Handheld games are a little more popular in Japan.
I remember the Wonder Swan.
But honestly, it's not really that historically important. I could talk about the game or the cancelled Final Fantasy III remake, but all of that's unnecessary. It's kinda cool, but looking at its layout, it's obvious why it didn't release outside of Japan. Not really an important piece of history like the PC Engine, and not as interesting as the software. I find the things
I like when they come to big drop. Boom.
all to be more interesting to discuss anyways, because there's a conflict there. Anyways, if there is
Did I solve the
anything
case?
you think I
No.
should have talked about, let me know. I would definitely love to hear your suggestions. I like making videos like this. They feel kind of important to make. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Massive thank you to my patrons.
Tails.
I hope you all have a
It's
wonderful
Tails the Fox. Miles Tails Prower. Hey, everybody. Let's go say hi to Miles Tails Proud. No! I don't want to know anything about the cheetah man. I heard it was a fucking scam. That's really sad. Pay your 4 mana for your 1/1 with Death Touch. And then I'll destroy it all. I need some music, or I'm gonna try to live longer, do these things. But are they still okay? What am I doing? Oh, music. Music for a bit. If I can figure out how to do the computer like a normal person. Where the fuck is the wind applications? Oh, what? What the hell? Oh, oh, fuck, let me back then. Wow, wow, wow. You should have attacked. GG's. Alright, let's try right. We don't know where we'll go. Old Bull gives you gas! The new version of Red Bull for old people. Wanna ruin your family's trip? Take a swig of Old Bull and thunder all over the backside. I got me a helpful hunter, I do. Hey, hey, hey. Why you gotta be like that? Why? GG's. Oh. I got me a card. Greenbelt Guardian. Better throw out that fairy. Hmm. Hmm. God damn it. That fucking counterspell fucked me up. It's fucking up my land. Oh my god, if they have another counterspell, I'm gonna rage. What? Lord have mercy. I should have attacked with everybody. But I need some fucking land. I am so gay. Why do you do this shit? I don't like your counter spells. They're probably holding on another counter spell. Use it. Ugh. Probably should have mulliganed. Lord have mercy, dude. Oh god. Please give me a fucking wipe spell. Fuck me. This sucks. Oh. It's public game. I can't deal 2 damage. Unless... So I know they're going to be holding on probably a counterspell. Oh, that's nice. GG's. Bam, bam. Yeah. No. Jesus. Lord. Jesus Christ. Wait, I don't have to do that. Wait, I did have to do that, never mind. I don't know why I didn't block. I kinda fucked up this game. I should have, I hate that fucking spell. This game. I should have left out my fucking, artifact. Since I only had one of them, I should have just kept it. That's game.
I like it when they call me Big Fly.
Rabbit. Rage on. Damn. Choose your fate. Follow me. Wait, I'm gonna keep that out. Let's just attack with everybody. Top decking. Ow.
I don't know if that was smart.
Cat. Ow. Oh. That's what I gain. Man. GG's. Thought they were about to probably quit. Like, what are you gonna do? Where do we go from here? I just keep getting more car calls. More big floppers.
I like it when they call me big flop.
Let's listen to that song, why don't we? Yeah, the East Coast. Music of the East. Let's play it.
I like the way they come.
Oh god, damn. I thought that was Stranger from the Oddworld games for a second. Dude, this guy's crazy. Distressed prison? My captions are going nuts. Stop hurting me. It's like the Meat House Massacre, but not Meat House, Meat Hook.
Here I come. I like it when they call me big flop. Bringing all my floppers up in here. What? Get my flopper time, flopper. What? What you gonna do when the flopper's coming for you? What?
Bonds I build are unbreakable.
But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot.
Ow. I got enough to feed the needy.
No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benz and see notes by the layers.
2 freaking yes.
True strength comes from within.
I like it when you call me big flat.
I love it when you call me big flop. Please don't kill me, baby.
Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting.
Why you gotta be like that?
Interests are who you be with, things that make you smile. What numbers you dial? You gon' be here for a while. I'm gon' call my crew. You gon' call your crew. We can rendezvous.
Why are you hurting on Johnny?
Plans to leave, throw the keys to little C's, pull the truck up front and roll up the next block where we can steam. I'm a T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and what's the for a few, cause in a few we gon' do what we came to do.
Meow.
We just go to the crib and watch a movie and
Kitty.
jacuzzi, smoke L's while you do me. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
I love it when you call me big flop. I love it when you call me big flop. I love it when you call me big flop. I love it when you call me big flop. I love it when you
Money, hoes, and clothes, all a nigga knows. A foolish pleasure, whatever. I had to find the buried treasure. So glad I had the measure. Living better now, who's your better now? I'm the man, girlfriend.
Check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends. We could be friends.
True strength comes from within.
I should have did. Uh-oh. That really sucks. Yeah, I should have put a counter on that one instead of. Bye. Oh my god!
Steel yourself for battle. Descends like the sun's fire.
Wait, no. I love that. But I want too much to fuck it up. Hell no. I'd rather fucking lose life. Yeah, you better fucking quit. This was fucking crazy. Rakish crew. It's Phil Lamar. He's come to calm us down. Uh, I threw that one out because it's just way too much mana. I guess. Shit. Fuck me, dude. What are you doing with these discards? Get out of here. I need some removal soon.
I am but one voice out of many. Trust yourself and you shall win.
Oh my god. Oh, I am glad I got that than anything else.
Let me show you how to fight.
I kind of hope they go for a Johnny instead of going for me. If they figure out what that artifact down there does. Because I'm about to destroy a Johnny no matter what. So... Johnny is honestly useless at the moment. Good.
Consider your actions.
I'm gonna take 2 more life from this Phyrexian. But I'll get rid of this fucking all this shit. Loot taking life I gotta spend for to destroy everything. Unfortunately, it destroys my stuff too.
I'll return to fight another day.
Now, Johnny, go to bed. Obviously. Come on, dude. This fucking black deck. Pretty sure it's game. I won't be raking up. I've got no cards. Thank you. It's probably gonna be a land. Watch it be a land. Told you. Only thing that's gonna help me is gonna be like a Caracol or one of my toxins. That's exactly what's gonna be helpful right now is that toxic spell, and it's probably not gonna come. It'd be perfect. No. Oh, hello.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
Yes. Make me discard my land. I don't need it. Hey, it's this guy. Arable. Our HBO. Ow.
Sacrifices must be made.
Come on, man.
I'm tired of your secrets.
The fucking planes. That's what I got. Planes. All I could have thought was starting off with some more creatures. Obvious. I'll try one more. Then I think I'm gonna get going. I'm a little tired. I might play some 11 tomorrow. Cool. So let's go off on a win, why don't we? How about that? Let's get out of here. Let's go. It's time to go. Who's ready to go? I am. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm glad you had came. Better come again if you were here. If you come again, gonna kiss you, dear. Come around and I'm gonna find some time to give you some fine wine. I gotta go. Later. Love you. Bye. 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 What? Bye. 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 What? Bye. Bye. I gotta go. Bye. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.